You wake up one morning and everything feels heavy. Not sick. Not tired. Just heavy. Like you're carrying something invisible that nobody else can see. We have a name for it now. We have therapists, antidepressants, support groups, and 2 a.m. hotlines. But what happened 50,000 years ago when an ancient human felt that same heaviness? No name for it. No diagnosis. No pills. No Instagram quote to make them feel seen. What did they actually do? The answer will change how you think about your own mind. This is the first question scientists argued about for decades. And the answer, now confirmed by multiple lines of research, is absolutely yes. Depression isn't a modern invention. It's actually built into your biology, and it was put there on purpose. Here's what researchers found. Depression could have originally evolved as a survival tool, because it slows you down, makes you withdraw, conserves your energy. In a world where one wrong move got you eaten, that forced stillness might have actually kept your ancestors alive long enough to reproduce. Evolutionary psychiatrists call it an adaptive means of inactivity. Your low mood was your body saying, stop. Wait. Don't move. Danger, before medicine. Before prayer. Before language even had words for sadness, the first thing ancient humans did when one of their own was struggling was surround them. We know this because the bones tell us. Real research, Patagonia hunter-gatherer study, 2025, Dr. Victoria Romano and her team analyzed the skeletal remains of 189 individuals from Patagonia who lived between 4,000 and 250 years ago. What they found shattered the old, brutal, caveman stereotype. Bones showed evidence of serious trauma injuries that should have been fatal that had fully healed. These people survived because someone fed them. Someone protected them. Someone stayed. You don't heal from a broken leg in the ancient wilderness unless your community decides you are worth keeping alive. Community care wasn't charity. It was the original medicine. This pattern shows up across every ancient civilization researchers have studied. The struggling individual was not left behind. They were held inside the group. Think about what that means. In a world with no hospitals, the first hospital was the people sitting next to you at the fire. Here's the thing that modern science is only now starting to fully understand: ritual, chanting, movement, drumming, communal ceremony isn't just spiritual theater. It's a neurological event. When ancient humans gathered and moved together, synchronized chanting, synchronized movement, call and response, their brains were literally being chemically altered. Research, published by anthropologists studying living hunter-gatherer communities, found that these synchronized group activities lower cortisol, your stress hormone, release oxytocin, your bonding hormone, and trigger a flood of beta endorphins, the same compounds released by exercise and laughter. They weren't praying to feel better. The praying was making them feel better at the biological level. A peer-reviewed study published in scientific journals examined mourning rituals among the Luhya people of Western Kenya, one of the oldest continuously practiced grief traditions in East Africa. Researchers surveyed community elders, bereaved adults, and bereaved adolescents. Their finding, ritual participation directly predicted both psychological well-being and prosocial behavior. People who participated in communal mourning rituals processed grief faster, rebuilt social bonds quicker, and were more likely to help others afterward. The rituals weren't just emotional, they were rebuilding the entire community's resilience at once. This is the oldest mental health system on Earth. And it was built right here in Africa. Here's something your therapist might not tell you, but the data absolutely supports: ancient humans were in near constant motion. Hunting, gathering, building, walking, sometimes 15 to 20 kilometers a day, and movement is one of the most powerful antidepressants ever discovered. We know this now. Exercise triggers the same neurological pathways as some antidepressant medications. Ancient humans didn't choose to exercise. They simply lived in a body that moved. Sitting still for 10 hours staring at a screen? That is the radical, unnatural thing. Movement was the default. And it kept the darkness from fully taking hold. By the time ancient Greece came around roughly 400 BC, physicians had already observed this condition across enough people that they gave it a clinical name: melancholia. Hippocrates described it as persistent fear and sadness without obvious cause. He saw it as a medical condition, not a moral failure. Not weakness. Not a curse from the gods. A real, observable pattern of suffering in real human beings and their treatment? Sunlight. Exercise. Music. Community. Baths. Conversation. Every single one of those things has since been confirmed by modern neuroscience to actually work. They figured it out 2,400 years ago by simply watching people closely enough to notice what helped. Here is what I think about whenever the world feels heavy. Every human being who ever lived on this earth has felt what you feel. The weight. The fog. The sense that something invisible is pressing down on your chest, and for 200,000 years, they survived it. Not with pills. Not with diagnoses. But with fire. With movement. With each other. With ritual. With the radical act of staying inside the group and refusing to let the struggling one disappear. The oldest cure for a broken mind has always been other people. If this hit different, share it with one person who needs to hear it today. And subscribe.